Hi, everybody. I'm excited today, people. I am excited. I know you've all been digging through those back issue bins, cheap section, 25 cent, 50 cent books, looking for a hidden gem, something that the comic shop owner, the convention guy, didn't know was in there, slipped one by, and he never come up with stuff. Nothing that's of any value. I got a gem. I got a gem, and I'm so excited about it, and I paid pennies for it. But I'll show you that last. Keeping you waiting. Black Friday, my local comic shop had a 50% off sale. Got there at 7 in the morning because I'm stupid. And shockingly, no one was at the comic shop at 7 in the morning. Just a couple die-hard people. A couple die-hard people going over the 50-cent bin, which is my bread and butter. Kind of annoyed me. But I went for more of his, I say high dollar stuff. Stuff that was like $10 max, 50% off, so I was ready to buy. So I'm going to get right into it. Iron Man 133, Invaders 35, Invaders 36, this cover. World's Finest 195. I got this strictly for the cover. Superman and Batman on the cover, forcing Robin and Jimmy Olsen to dig their own graves. Batman's holding a machine gun. I have not read this yet. I love this cover so much. That's great. What is going on? Love it. Uncanny X-Men 172. And Uncanny X-Men 174. Love me some X-Men. And Uncanny X-Men 175. Again, these are all 50% off. These are all really good shape books. Jack Kirby. I love some Jack Kirby. Superpowers miniseries number 5. Late Jack Kirby, but still Jack Kirby. And number 4. Pretty cool, huh? Brave and the Bold, number 92, Batman and the Bat Squad. I have no idea what the Bat Squad is, and frankly, I kind of forgot I bought this now looking at this. But I've been buying these books, reading comics for decades now. I've never heard of the Bat Squad. What is this? I'm going to have to do some research here. But cool cover. I like it. A darn glare. I'm going to figure this out for you guys, but darn glare. Fantastic Four, King Size Annual number 12 from 1977. Pretty cool. I'll hold it back here. See, this is where I should have been holding the books. Not very good at this. Sorry. Amazing Spider-Man 190. I will always pick up pre-issue 200 Amazing Spider-Man on the cheap if I can. And probably the most I paid for a book that day, New Mutants number 1. Which I thought I had, but I don't. Paid $5 for it. Cool book to have. I'm glad to have it in my collection. One I've seen over the years and always kind of wanted. So there we go. But while I was doing all that, I did not have access to the 50-cent bins. There was a family there, father, daughter, and they were setting up camp, man. The guy had a long table of 50-cent books. And they were filling up a long box, and I had a time crunch. You know, it was black. I had family obligations, family before comics, they say, and I just couldn't get to them. So this last weekend, I made it back to the comic shop, and he still had the 50-cent bins out. So I said, okay, I'll go through. But before I get to the 50-cent stuff in my gym that I picked up, and I kind of regret buying this because I know I'll find this in the 50-cent bin in 5 years. I know it. But I'm a big Ghost Rider fan, and I've been really enjoying Ghost Rider on the S.H.I.E.L.D. television show. But I didn't have the first appearance of Robbie Reyes, the new Ghost Rider, because I don't buy new books often, especially Marvel. I don't know what's happening in Marvel Comics. It's very confusing to me. Books are expensive. I don't buy them. But he had this book on the wall, and I kept eyeing it, and it was $10, and I know I overpaid for this. I know it. But I got to deal at the place for this gym that I'm going to show you at the end here that I justified $10. But I have no dig this out of the quarter bin in a few years. But anyway, all new Ghost Rider #1. First appearance of Robbie Reyes. I love Ghost Rider. It's so cool. My shirt's kind of Ghost Rider-esque right now. Look at that. Didn't even realize that. Subconscious? Mm-hmm. Okay. So the 50-cent books first. Always looking for books for my kid. Adventures of Spider-Man #1, based on the 90s cartoon show. My boy loves Spider-Man. Who doesn't? I pick up these Marvel books now that have come out in the last 3-4 years in the 50-cent books because, again, not paying $4 a cover. Scarlet Spider #1. This is third printing variant, apparently. I'm a sucker for the Spider Clone Times. I picked up some of those books too to try to complete that run, but I'm not going to show those off right now because it's not. Kane, one of the other Spider clones from that series. This is like his series. I thought he was a dead character, but who knows? It's comics. No one stays dead. But I want to pick it up. Give it a shot. 50 cents, no problem. Picked this up strictly for the cover. Legends of the DC Universe #2. Look at that Superman cover. Stopping a train. That's cool. Might try to find a print of that and get that framed. That's pretty cool looking. I am a sucker also for anything that's giant-sized DC Comics, Secret Files, and Origins. There's always usually good stories in there by some top writers, just hidden gems. And I got Golden Age #1, Secret Files and Origins. Young Justice, Secret Files and Origins #1. Got a lot of Peter David stuff in here. I love Peter David's writing. Excited to go through this. And the Titans, Secret Files and Origins #1. 50 cents, good stories, good stuff. Always chipping away at my Marvel Team Up run, Marvel Team Up 143. I also really enjoy the old Malibu comics. I'm going to have to put a run together to see if I can complete like all their books. That seems stupid, but ticking in the back of my mind. I don't know, we'll see. But I liked Prime a lot. I always liked the look of this annual, but I never owned it. So this was in the 50-cent bin, so that's mine. Cool cover, huh? I wish they could bring these characters back, but Marvel just doesn't do it. I don't know. Sad. You know, something else you'll never see. I defy you to find these in the 50-cent books. You will find Image Comics all day long. All day. If you find any Alan Moore Supreme, pick it up. Because you don't see it. I've slowly been trying to put together a run of the Supreme Alan Moore books. Yeah, okay, but I've been doing it for like 12 years. I've got maybe a dozen. Good stuff. Good stuff. Marvel Fanfare #12. Awesome George Perez art. I love George Perez, as should you. I'm sure you do. If you don't, what's wrong with you? And getting back to Marvel Comics in the last few years, I wanted to get this book when it came out, but again, I'm not paying money for it. $4. This is $4 cover price. No. Silver Surfer #1, Mike Allred, Dan Slott. I love Mike Allred. I love him. His art is so good. So I was sad there was not more of the Silver Surfer. But first issue, 50 cents, good stuff. On that same note, I saw this series when it came out in 2014, but did not want to spend the money on it. But I found the first 6 issues in the 50-cent bin. That's Amazing X-Men #1, Jason Aaron, Ed McGuinness. So cool. I read this one last night, actually, finally. I actually do read some of the books I pick up from time to time. Cool book. I look forward to reading issue 2. Firestar. I was raised on Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, Firestar and Iceman. Firestar and Iceman in a book. Come on. I'm happy to pay 50 cents. #3, The Beast. I wish The Beast looked like he did back in the 80s and early 90s, but instead he looks like this. It bothers me. I don't know why. It's all fictional characters, but it bothers me. And #4, we're getting to the good stuff, people. My good book. Boy, I got a glare going on here. Oh well. #5. And #6. Oh, excuse me, I have the first 7. Here's #6. And #7. Which brings me to my big find. I've wanted this book for years. When I was a kid, I found issue number 2 at the back issues. I always liked this character from, first book I read was Death of Superman, and he was featured prominently in that as a member of the JLA. And I just always liked the character. And he's been on TV a couple times, Smallville and such. I enjoyed his appearance on Justice League cartoon. And I've always seen his first issue as like a wall book, and I never pulled the trigger and spent the money. Shocking, I never spent the money. And then it's gotten really popular in the last few years. And I'm long story short, I'm going through the 50-cent books. And I find this book. It's not bagged, it's not boarded. People have been going through these books for weeks. And this slipped by. I went through it. It's complete. I was looking for like a giant page rip or marker or something. Book's not mint, but it's a 7.0 or higher. Booster Gold number 1, 1986. First appearance of Booster Gold. If you go on mycomicshop.com, this thing will run you anywhere in the condition this is in, anywhere from, I don't know, $40 to higher. I mean, on eBay, I see these things going for $100. I don't know if anyone's paying for that, but people are trying to sell them for that. 50 cents. And I took it up to the comic shop owner, and I was waiting for him to give me grief. I know the guy pretty well. We're not on like a first name basis or anything, but I was hoping he wasn't going to be an asshole about it and be like, no. This isn't supposed to be in there. Somebody must have thrown this in there. This belongs on the wall book behind the counter. We could work a deal out. But no, he rung it right up like everything else. I bought a whole stack of books for $15. 50 cents. First appearance of Booster Gold. I am excited. Okay, people. Short and sweet. That's how we're doing today. If I'm getting more and more subscribers, more and more likes, I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Leave more comments. Find friends. Subscribe. It's fun. I like this. Thanks a lot, everybody. See ya.